Hi, beautiful souls. Namaste. Welcome. Welcome to, well, not impromptu. I planned it. This was supposed to be my Friday chat last Friday, and I want to thank all of you for your patience, your kind words and messages and so forth. I've been having technical difficulties, but I'm back. And today, what I would like to share with you is a little bit about the Margarete Petersen Tarot. This is the deck that you have chosen for our next deep dive series. And also, I'm going to give away a copy of the Margarete Petersen Tarot. And if you are in North America, you should be able to receive it in time for the new deep dive series. And I'm just going to pull up my calendar just to let you know when that is going to begin. So that'll begin the first week of April. So the new deck deep dive begins April 6th. So if you are new, hi, Calla Lily. If you are new to my channel, I have been offering deck deep dive series for a little while, and we've been doing this on Wednesdays. Because some of you are in the UK and the EU, different parts of the world, I've been trying to alternate between times that are suitable for North America and other parts of the world. So I'm going 2 weeks in the afternoon. So the first Wednesday, first and second Wednesdays are at 4 p.m. Pacific, and then the third and fourth are in the morning at 10 a.m. So that's why I'm alternating times for this series. And yeah, it's been going really great. We've had some great chats. It is a members only feature. And if you have not joined my channel, I have a couple other videos that tell you how to join the channel. I know some people have had challenges joining. It's very difficult to join on an iPad or a phone. You actually need to get to a computer to see the JOIN button, which is underneath people's channels. And then you join through that button there. It's very simple once you get to a computer. So yeah, hi Virag, hello, welcome. So I'm really, really excited to be doing this. And also, it's 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock has been that time where the internet has been dropping, and so far we're good. New modem is up and running. I've got 2 cameras going, and yay. So this is exciting. Hi, Sharon. Love the channel title, by the way. Sharon's Full Color Living. Patrice is here. Yay. Welcome to everybody. So I will mention from time to time, hello, Lydiane. Bonsoir à tous. A wink, I go to bed. Good evening. Well, you get to sleep and have a really good night's sleep, and hopefully you can watch this in the replay. But for those of you that are just popping in and out, I am going to be giving away a copy of the Margarete Petersen Tarot. And all you need to do is, once this video processes, in the description box, not the description box, in the comments below, just let me know that you would like to be in the draw. And I will be drawing this week on Friday in my regular tarot chat time. And yeah, I will cover the postage and everything. And this is my gift to you. So that's all you need to do to be a part of this draw. So, okay, let's look at the cards, and I wanted to show you a few different versions, options, things in working with this deck. So, scoot over here, and I'm going to go to the majors first. This is such a beautiful deck. This is a deck that is a life work deck. In a way, it reminds me of the story of Carolyn Hellier, the creator of the Weaver's Oracle, like 20 plus years creating a deck. And I know there are other decks that took 20 plus years to create. But there's just something about this one that is so very, very special. I've been reading with this deck for some years, mostly for personal readings. And it's very powerful. I tend to do small readings, 3-card mostly. And hello, Evelyn. Moon renewal and world. Or I do one oracle card, and let's zoom in just a little bit. One oracle card, and the oracle cards that I tend to use are the ones that are illustrated by Razuli. I have two. The older one that I have is the Rumi Oracle. And then more recently, I have the, what's it called? The Sufi Wisdom. And I just love Razuli's art with these, but there's lots of soul cards. There's lots of oracles that work really well with this. So I thought I would show you 3 versions of the deck. In the center is my copy, my working copy. It is trimmed, and obviously it's English. I purchased the German copy because I wanted to have a deck with borders, and I really like the dark borders. And on the left is the English version with the borders. And the only other difference is that the English version of these are both published by AGM Urania, is that the white borders are not cropped. And I don't know if this has changed in a more recent version, but in the German version, there's no trimming that is necessary. And the reason that I trimmed mine was to take off the white borders. And when you trim 3 sides plus the white on the bottom, this is what you end up with the English version. And it's a much more manageable size because this is a large deck. How large is it? I'll put my light seers on here. And so trimmed, there you can see my light seers. That's how big it is. And it's lovely cardstock. Even though it's bigger, it's not thin, it's not thick, it's easy to riffle shuffle. And as you know, I love to riffle shuffle. So we are going to look at this deck for, I want to say 10 weeks. 10 weeks of love and attention to this beautiful piece of art. The guidebook is an absolute gem. I'm going to try to talk and flip at the same time. And what you will notice in this deck is that there are lots of name changes, and that may or may not be difficult for you to work with. Instead of magician, we have magic. Uh-oh. What is going on here? Sorry, I have these out of order. I thought I put everything in order. Okay. There we go. Magic. And there are a couple different art styles in the deck. There's kind of a modern art, surreal, what's it called? Surrealistic type of art. This card, the death card, there's a few of them. And so the style of art does vary in the deck, quite abstract to more surreal. And this is a really powerful card. Really, really powerful Empress Guard. Very similar kind of energy, I feel, to the two of Wands in the Marielle, right? We're going into the abyss, right? In through the female herself. The colors, if you like to read with color, this is such a powerful deck because, as you will see, the minor suits are color-coded, if you will, and you may have an opportunity. So the Emperor card here, of course, is quite red, but it does. The colors tell a million stories. In the guidebook itself, we have poetry for the major arcana, and it kind of leads us in a beautiful, reflective, receptive kind of way. For those of you that love the poetry of Tarot of the Sidhe, now I'm not comparing this at all to Tarot of the Sidhe. It's a very different deck, but it comes with poetry, and that in itself is really beautiful. I want to go to Patrice's comment. The 20-year anniversary version is like the one on the right and doesn't need trimming. Okay, Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. The gift version will need to be trimmed if you want to do that. The version that I'm giving away. I have had it for a while. Okay, so this is the Lover's card, and there's beautiful discussion about this in the guidebook, and we'll look at this in great detail. One of her dear friends wrote the introduction to the guidebook. And while there is this key title is, hi Donna, I don't think I said hi to you or to Jamie, lovely to have you here, is the feminine suffix. Both masculine and feminine suffix are used in the guidebook itself. So it says charioteer and chariotess. Justice is the 8th card. And so one of the things we will do is look at the first, second, and third septenaries, and we'll look at the relationship of justice as the conclusion of the first septenary, as opposed to sitting in the center of the 21 first cards. And then the Hermit. So I love this card. So she talks about the journey. And this is something that came up when I did my tarot, I think, Reading with Me series 2. We talked about seasons a lot. We talked about tarot and timing. And in the Hermit card, the wisdom here comes through age. And this just makes so much sense to me that the Hermit is the crone. Yeah. And the use of light in this deck is it's just exquisite. It reminds me, now what deck were we looking at the other day where we were talking about light and how powerful light was. I can't remember. But this deck also is just so beautiful. Light. And instead of Wheel of Fortune, we have Wheel of Life, which is truly beautiful. Now, of course, this is my astrologically associated card. So I love it very, very much, but it's just amazing. I love the dragon. Wherever dragons show up, I'm usually quite enchanted. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to move a few things around here. And let us know what your favorite card is in that deck. Trial. So this card is going to take some discussion. But if you look closely, you can see the phoenix on the bottom. And we have the moon and the sun, lots of powerful, powerful energies and metaphors. So this card has a lot of qualities of a temperance card in it. It's a really good card. Now here we go back to that surrealistic kind of art style that we saw in the High Priestess card. And instead of temperance, we have mediatrix, which is a really, I love that as a name change. And that the universe energy is really something. The way that she is connecting with the universe, connecting with energy. I really like this card. The Devil card. Oh, this one is a hard one for me. We really are falling into the flames. This could easily be confused with the Tower card. If you see the person in the center, and depending on your level of consciousness, this card has a few different ways of looking at it. If you know what I mean. And then here's the Tower. So you can see the Tower. It's almost as if the Devil and the Tower are stages. And I really like that. When we can work with a deck moving through connecting cards. Jamie, I'm surprised you haven't modified yours. Okay, so that was the Tower and then Star. And you can see how this card, if it came up with the mediatrix, and if those are two cards that really kind of work, are important connections for you, right? So see that? So there we have the Star and Temperance. For some people, those are important connections, right, in the tarot. And two cards they want to see tell a story together. If you're catching my drift here. And then we go back to that different art style. And these cards are not my favorite. I love the abstract art, but they have grown on me over the years. And I love that she's got some purple in some of the cards too. Purple is just incredibly high frequency color. The sun, of course, is the sun in all its power and energy. What happened? Oh yeah, that was the moon, the sun, and this one. Okay, this is quite the card. This is a very special card for me as well too. Instead of Judgment, we have Renewal. And I know other people have done Renewal as well too, or Transformation, another kind of word that hints at transformation, but this is wonderful. Yeah. All right, and then here is the World card. This is very magical art. Very, very magical art. Okay, so what happens now is that we do go next into the suit of fire. And there are a few changes as how the deck is packaged, but also how the guidebook is organized. And of course, when we go into the deep dive of the deck, we will be looking and talking about the nuances of that and how Margaret Petersen herself has spoken to the relationship of the elements themselves. Okay. The suit of flames, we'll go through this really quick and then I'll just show you, but the suit of flames is all these beautiful yellow, orange, red colors and really easy to identify. And you can see that if you have never read with an abstract deck before, that this is going to be a little bit challenging. There are layers in these paintings, things that are hidden beneath the washes and so forth. And it's just really, really joyful to read with this deck. And I will not be imposing meanings on these cards. We're going to be sharing and looking at recurring symbols, brush strokes, things that are hidden underneath the cards. Six. And you can see, and I really, really like that we have also what is built into this deck is the numerology. So you can see here we have a connection to the lovers. We have two humans connecting in the center of this card. And that means the world to me when we can read numerologically. And yeah, there's your Seven of Fire. What I like to do in the deck deep dives is to take some time to do that, to look at the relationship of the numbers as well as cards that like to talk to each other and tell stories. One of the reasons I've gone so long with the hush is I'm trying to convince myself that I can read with it. I think we have 2 more weeks with the Hush Tarot, and then we'll be going on to this one the first week of April. So there'll be 1 week where there's no deck deep dive series. This is a really interesting card. If you have an aversion to fire, this suit is going to be really challenging to look at. And then we see again, the Phoenix makes another appearance here in the 10 of Flames as we transform from, right, the 10 to the new cycle again. The Court cards. So the Court cards in both in the guidebook as well as the way it's packaged are organized mother, father, daughter, son. And we will talk about what the nuances of that and if that influences the deck in any way, that the first Court card is the mother. And the mother cards are really stunning in this deck. So there's Mother and Father of Flames and Daughter. And it's interesting, this is an older copy than this one is, I don't know if it's the light, but it looks a little bit more saturated. And then the Son of Flames. Now we do not go to this is what I wanted to say. There's the Ace of Swords underneath there. The order that the deck is packaged is not the same as the order that it is discussed in the guidebook. So the way that the deck is packaged goes swords next. But it's really interesting because in the guidebook, she begins with the suit of earth. And I'm going to read you a little bit from the guidebook when we get to that. So we go next to the suit of feathers, which is the suit of air. And I love, love, love this suit. I'm not sure what it is about this suit, if it's the feathers themselves or it's the departure from the swords. But this suit is and you know, it's almost like I just really, really appreciate a deck that connects the energy of air to ether. And there's so much that we can read into the suit of air if we get away from the sword itself. Yeah. Okay. Patrice, it's really something. So the feathers are, and this card just takes my breath away, the Two of Feathers. I don't know if you see 2 feathers floating in the sky or you see 2 feathers floating on water, but there is so much peace in this card. So much peace. Right now I'm doing a personal daily reading with the Thoth Tarot, because after Margarete Petersen, then I'm going to do a Thoth series. It won't be on the Wednesday, it'll be on the Tuesday following the Norman series. But one of the things I'm paying attention to as I'm revisiting the Thoth Tarot is the Thoth connections that appear in this deck. If there are any, there's a couple. 4. And another thing you probably already have noticed are the windows through which windows appear. Some of the windows are circular, some of the windows are square. And if you are sensitive to, if you feel the energy of sacred geometry, then this will speak volumes to you. And this 7, there's something about this card. This to me feels like it's a huge card of transformation for me. I know there, of course, is a moth or a butterfly on here, but I feel so peaceful. And it's hard for me to describe. There's also the dragon, right? You see the dragon as well too. There's a lot going on in this card, and it's hard to describe. It's a very special card. And then there is the 8. This is a super shamanic card. I feel like this card could be in the Primordial Tarot. It's really powerful. And then 9. And 10. And just notice the contrast here in the 9 and 10 of swords. What's going on? What happens as we transition from the 9 to the 10? Okay. 10 and then mother, mutter, mother of feathers. And I'm sure you've noticed the theme of eyes that is going on in this suit as well too. And this Father of Swords is, this could be, look at it. It could be a blanket. This is an incredible card. Oh. And daughter. She feels very, very, I almost pick up a sense of a Page of Wands kind of energy with her. Like she's busy. She's busy. She's active. And then the final court card in feathers is Sun. And this is a rich, rich card too. Look at the symbol on the left side. Yeah. Okay, so then I'm going to go in the order that the deck is packaged, and then we're going to talk about. So this is the final suit in the guidebook. The way that it's packaged, it is the next suit. And I know I'm kind of belaboring this point, but it does influence me. It does influence me, and I seem to have lost a suit. Oh no, I didn't. It's right here. There we go. Now this is quite a departure. To me, this looks like a Chinese gong. And this is quite a departure from Aces of Swords, where you are in a garden and then kind of emerging out into the world. If this ace contains the energy of the whole suit of pentacles, and actually, why don't I read this to you right now? This is pretty interesting. The earth element represented by coins or discs is represented. Everything grows out of the earth element, and the earth element is everything. A tree growing out of the soil will eventually turn to soil again. People, buildings, plants, and animals all turn to soil in order to grow out of that same soil again. All matter originated from earth. There is nothing else except for a few meteorites. On a physical level, the earth represents all that is solid and heavy, such as bones, organs, flesh, hair, and teeth. On a mental, psychic level, the earth element represents safety, prosperity, trust, poverty, wealth, perseverance, body consciousness, body awareness, and ownership. And on a relationship level, the element of earth represents steady relationships, sensuality, touching, giving, and taking, exchanging, and trading. Also money. So yeah, so this she does address the integration. Um, it's also a very powerful suit in this deck, and this card really is something. Um, Footprints to me are powerful symbols, and this is a card that I have wandered into many a time. And just have a look. We have another footprint on the 3 of coins. And another thing we'll do in the deep dive, of course, is to look at I call them windows, portals that are presented as circles, as to portals that are presented as squares. Just something that I'm interested in. And if there's some detail of this card, of this deck that you would like to look at, if you have any requests, let me know and I'll be sure to put that on the list for topics when we do the deep dive series. Again, this is a profound card. I feel the wisdom of a Murti kind of shining through here. Six of coins. And you see how the colors are growing and connected. That's your card, Jamie. Yeah, I know a lot of people who resonate very deeply with this card. Probably the best Six of Coins card I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And this is just gorgeous art. How many of you have or have seen that art where feathers are dipped in copper or leaves are dipped in copper? That's what this card reminds me of. Yeah, really stunning. 9. Again, another portal. This time the portal is going in a different direction. And look at that. So we kind of have this really interesting connection here from the portal that we see here in the 9 to the labyrinth. And the messages that we can receive from labyrinths are very deep. Then we have Mother. The Mother cards are definitely my favorite quartz in this deck. And look at the relationship here between the mother and the father. This is I just love looking at these cards. We'll take some time and look at all of the court cards individually with their corresponding partners. We'll look at all the queens, all the kings. Here's your daughter and son. So this, according to the guidebook, would be the 78th card. However, the way that the deck is packaged, we are offered cups last, and you're going to see the lotus symbol as a predominant symbol in the suit of cups. And here we go. Sadhana is one of Sadhana's favorite. You're going to see a little bit more purple in this one. This is not by any means a bluey, watery suit color. We have a lot of interplay of the colors from other suits. And I feel like in this deck, there's also, in this suit, there's also a lot of integration from the other suits. And what for me is really, really potent is to take some time and to really kind of move the cards up closer to the face and to take some time um, playing with the portals and playing with the windows. Hi, Tammy Pie. Five. So you see what I mean? We have, it's not a blue, it's not a just a blue watery deck. There's a lot of layers going on here. So when we do the deck deep dive, we will take time, and where the abstract art is particularly abstract, we will make sure to look at all of the sixes. We'll look at the cards before, the cards after, to see if there's an energy of transition from, in this case, 6 to 7 to 8, and so forth. Eight of Cups, Eight of Water. Nine. And here we have the pearl and the shell. And I like this. You know, Nine of Cups to me is it's a very powerful card. And the energy of fulfillment of the journey of water is one of transformation. It's one of emotional transformation. It can be what I don't say, like life shattering. And to dummy down the Nine of Cups to, you know, the wish fulfillment card, to me feels just a little simplistic. And so I really like that we're seeing the pearl and the shell here. I've always seen a guide, a protector overhead in the Ten of Cups, almost as if the ancestor is present. And then we have Mother of Cups, which is another favorite of mine. I really, one of my favorite places in India so far is, it's up in the top, I was going to say the top right corner, the top, isn't that terrible? The top east corner of India in Assam, the province of Assam. And it's a temple called Kamakya. And this is something that you would see at Kamakya. Kamakya is dedicated to the yoni and the honoring of the divine feminine. And this card reminds me of that very much. And then we have the state of grace, the Buddha in the King, the Father of Cups, and daughter. This feels so much like one of my daughters, Daughter of Cups. And the last card, Sun. So part of the journey with this tarot is to, I want to say, to help each other become more comfortable with being in the abstract and not having to know. This is a deck where you lean into feelings, where you where you trust feelings, where you trust just kind of being with the energy of the art. And if you have experience with other systems, of course, that's going to add layers and so forth, but also to give yourself permission to be with the poetry of Margaret Petersen. I'm going to pull a card just for today, for all of us here gathered. Now, like I mentioned, I am going to give away a deck, and the copy that I'm giving away is not the new borderless version. This is an English copy of the deck, and if you don't like the borders, you will need to trim it. And I, of course, will cover the postage, and I will be drawing the winner on Friday on my tarot chat. And all you need to do is put in this video, just say, yes, I would like to be in the draw for the Margaret Petersen. And once this video processes, or as soon as we sign off, you'll be able to do that. And then in 4 days' time, we'll draw. Hello, Laura. Okay. All right, I'd like you all to take a big breath in and out and be in the energy of art, to feel whatever it is that you are feeling right now. Maybe kick off your shoes, your slippers, and with the next inhale breath, scrunch up your toes, even scrunch up your hands. And then as you exhale, relax the body. One card. And let's look into this message. The moon is in Leo. I'm just going to go to my moon journal. What else is going on in the universe? So we're more than 72 hours out for the full moon. So we're really in that gibbous phase. This is a really energizing phase for me. I don't know what your, it's really good to know what your best phase is. This is, for me, this is a great phase for making decisions and committing to things and growing things. May the blessings of this single card reading give you insight, support, and strength for the remainder of this day ahead and the next 24 hours. It's Mother of Cups. Well, I shared with you a little bit about what I see in this deck and what this deck means to me. It is, it's an honoring. It's an honoring of Mother. It's an honoring of divine feminine energy. And whether you are whatever sex you identify as, it's a very powerful, because this is our double water energy, right? Our double water energy. And sometimes right now it's pouring rain outside where I am. We're having a hard time transitioning into spring here. This feels very, very wet. It feels almost like a fall winter transition. And so with an excessive amount of water, things can be really challenging. But know that the Mother is here to support you and guide you and hold you through emotional challenges. She has been through it all, right? And in her wisdom, lean into her. And if you need to cry, let yourself cry. If you can take a bath, take a bath. If you're somewhere where the weather is warm enough and you can dive into her waters of the ocean. If you are bleeding, celebrate the bleeding. Like if you are, if you have a difficult time tapping into your divine feminine energy, do one small little thing today that feels uncomfortably feminine. Okay. And from the wisdom of Margaret Petersen, let's read a word or two, because it's so beautiful. And for me, this just takes me back to Kamakya and all that I felt and all that I learned. It was a highly transformative part of my life. So this is the first court card in the suit of cups, in the suit of water. I was born of the flow in every form. As the rain, I am the mother of fertility. As a river, I create connections and exist everywhere. As the ocean, I am the mother giving birth to life, and as a spring, I am mother of origins. As a dewdrop, I am the tears of the night, and as a tear, I am the mother of grief. As sweat and urine, I am the one who washes away all toxins. I am the cleansing one, the one who flows in all bodies. As mixer of lovers, I mix the consistency of their secretions. I nourish, I am soft and flowing. As the dreaming one, I bring that which is deeply hidden to your attention. As the one who mirrors, I reveal moods and feelings. As the compassionate one, I show the beauty of dissolving illusions. I am the shining one, the seductress, the deceiving one, and the one who dulls and clears. If you are trying to hold me, I will run through your fingers. If you look into the mirror of my surface, you will see what you are able to see. And if you touch me, your feelings will awaken. If you fall into me, I will grant you deep insights. My husband, the flowing one, told me that the moon on my surface is only a mirror image. Isn't that beautiful? This whole guidebook is like it's a piece of poetry. And one of the things that when I was reading that, is that relationship with, and it sounds funny, but like bodily fluids and the connection of bodily fluids. And I'm even thinking of the flow of lymph and how important moving the physical body, putting the legs up the wall, the flow of fluid in the body is essential to our health. And when I read her words, I'm reminded of more and more deep connections, and it is the gift of this deck. So we will begin a deep dive of the Margaret Petersen on the first Wednesday of April, and it is a members feature of this channel. And so on your computer, if you hit the join button, which is available only on computers, I don't think you can see it on your phone or your iPad, then you can join, and you can just join us for the duration of this deck, or if you join for longer, there's lots of other goodies that are offered for members only. And as I said before, one of the reasons I decided to do this was for privacy. It's just not fun when we're having deep private conversations to have trolls pop in and out, and we've had so much fun in these small little groups. And so that's why it's there. It's not meant for exclusion. And if for some reason you have a financial reason that you can't join, I do have members that have sponsored other members to join my channel. So let me know about that as well too. If you want to join in and receive this copy, I will be doing the draw on Friday. All you have to do in the comments below is to say, yes, I would like to be in the draw for this deck. Okay? So thank you. Hello, Elizabeth. Yeah, if you'd like to be in the draw for the deck, put a comment down below once I sign off, and I will see some of you tomorrow for Lenormand or live readings. Take good care of yourselves, and thank you. Yes, even have a good hard cry. Didn't I say that? Okay. Blessings, everybody. Namaste.